Hello from New York, everyone. It is time for a review of The Matrix Resurrections. You all know that I do like doing this a lot in general, but with this particular movie review, it does feel especially important for me to let you know where I'm coming from. I really like the Matrix franchise. I am not a diehard fan though, but I'm very into the concept, and I did do a trilogy rewatch very recently, right before going into my Resurrection screening, actually. While I am locked into that particular perspective here, I do feel the need to let you know that I suspect that going into Resurrections with the other three films very fresh on your mind is the way to go with this one in order to get the absolute most out of this experience. Now, I say that because if I am to give you a brief synopsis for The Matrix Resurrections, it is kind of similar to the 1999 original. Keanu Reeves' Neo, or Thomas Anderson, is challenged to figure out if his world is real or if it's the Matrix. The difference is, this time around, the Matrix is far stronger, having evolved. So, hi Dewey, you might be wondering at this point, why would I want to experience the same story all over again? And I very much get that response, but the whole idea of the Matrix does kind of lend itself to this type of continuation. In fact, like what I just said in that synopsis, the core concept of this whole franchise gets stronger with that kind of repetition. No, just for clarification, I don't think that Resurrections is better than the 1999 original, but if I'm going to complete the ranking here, I do think I preferred it to Reloaded and Revolutions, both of which I think I like more than most, just so you know. But anyway, yes, Lana Wachowski came up with a story here that is smart, creative, and even feels like a very loving way to expand this franchise and further that core concept. But I do have to admit, after one watch, I don't think I came close to processing it all. I got enough to be entertained and to be satisfied by this one viewing experience enough, but there is a degree of frustration with walking away from the film feeling like you didn't absorb it all, and like the other three films, only time and rewatches will tell if this story really did work well for me from top to bottom. But what I can tell you with confidence right now is that the performances in the film are pretty excellent. It's especially impressive to me how Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss give the impression that they just wrapped Revolutions yesterday. It's pretty much like they never left those roles. Their connection is the beating heart of Resurrections, and it's quite strong. As for some of the newer characters here, Jessica Henwick is a star, and I have a very, very good feeling that many out there will fall hard for her character in this movie, Bugs. I was also very impressed by the rest of the supporting ensemble surrounding Bugs. Somewhat similar to the original films, I guess. Those characters do not get as much screen time as your headliners, but between screen presence and a very, very strong group dynamic, when they're in danger, you really do feel it. Jonathan Groff, though, is especially good in this movie. I am not going to go into details with him right now, but do know that he is a major scene stealer here. And Yahya Abdul-Mateen II is delivering good work, but the Morpheus material is something that I flagged to keep a closer eye on second viewing. It just didn't land for me as well as some of the other concepts of the film the first time around. As far as the action goes in this one, I really think the team found a winning combination of upholding the look and the style of the set pieces from the original, but while also refining them with advanced digital effects. And also, the action here is something that does get enhanced through the franchise story as well, and that's a quality of it that I really appreciated. All right, score time with Dewey in the house. I'm giving The Matrix Resurrections 3.5 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimovie scale. On the one hand, I find myself thinking, This right here is how you deliver fan service, because it comes with the satisfaction of seeing the things you know and love from the past installments on screen again, while also feeling necessary in this particular story and serving it well. But there is a lot going on in this fairly long movie, and I would have liked to have had a firmer grasp on more of it after one viewing. And honestly, I'm also concerned that folks who have never seen the other films or go into this new one too far removed from their most recent rewatch are going to be lost and take little from the experience. And that's something that I do struggle with, because on the one hand, when you continue a franchise, you obviously need your new movies to build on what came before it, but you also don't want to completely alienate new viewers when I would assume you would want to continue growing a fan base, and I fear this movie might run into that problem. That is where I'm going to leave you on The Matrix Resurrections. If and when you see the movie, you know what I like you to do. Hit that comment section below. Share your own thoughts on the movie right there. Very curious to know what you think of this one. Now, Patreon shout-out time. Got a wonderful group of 6 right here. Their names might sound familiar. They are Wessel, Carol, James, Kavi, Neil, and Matthew. Such a wonderful group right there. I know I say that all the time, but I mean it, and it's the time of year when I get sentimental about my Patreon community and how much I appreciate them. I'm always like that pretty much every day of the year, but it intensifies tenfold at the end of it. So to the 6 of you, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for supporting me in doing what I love. And to everybody out there, thank you for watching this review. As always, do not leave it without liking and sharing it, and I'll see you soon with more of them.